Hello students. So now we start a third video for the same chapter. Okay, first chapter, very important chapter, the third level, and we have already read about we can say Charlie, the protagonist in this chapter, and now we in the last video we have read about his experience when he narrated something, that how he landed over there, okay, why he went to the Grand Central Station, and what kind of experience, okay, earlier also he was having, okay, of this Grand Central Station. Now we come to page number 3, first para, okay, and here he is now talking about that particular day, okay, when he felt that he was there on the third level, and here he had seen many different things. Okay, so let's start. The corridor, now he started because he said first level I still remember, then second level I remember, and from the arc door I entered, and from there only maybe he said I got lost. Okay, so now we start from there only, okay, when he entered from that entry, okay, he took that entry. The corridor I was in began angling left and slanting downwards, and I thought that was wrong, but I kept on walking. All I could hear was the empty sound of my own footsteps, and I didn't pass a soul. He said I kept walking. Maybe once or twice I felt that maybe I'm taking the wrong way. This is not the right way. This is not where I'm supposed to go. But he said even then I did not stop. I kept walking ahead. Though even I felt once that there is nobody else. But still I kept walking. All I could hear was the empty sounds of my own footsteps, and I didn't pass a soul. Then I heard that sort of hollow roar ahead, that means open space and people talking. The tunnel turned sharp left. I went down a short flight of stairs and came out on the third level at Grand Central Station. He says, I still remember that I went down. Okay, I took maybe more stairs, okay, I went down more stairs, and then there came third level. He said still I remember that I was there at the third level. And how he was confirmed that this is not first or second level? For just a second I thought I was back on the second level, but I saw the room was smaller. Now from here you keep on underlining, okay, why? Because you may get one long question on the description of third level. Okay, describe third level, or how he was confirmed that this is not first or second level, this is some other level, means third level. Okay, so now Charlie started noticing the changes over there. Okay, so you also keep underlining. So first thing he noticed that the room was smaller. Okay, there were fewer ticket windows and train gates. Now on this level, less train gates, less ticket windows, and then the information booth in the center was wood and old looking. So here information booth was also not modern style booth, okay, so it was wooden and old looking information booth, and the man in the booth wore a green eye shades and long black sleeves protractors. So the dress he was wearing, that person inside the booth, okay, it showed that it is some other time. This is very old style dress he was wearing, even the old, we can say, the style green eye shades. So all these things gave him this indication that this cannot be first or second level. The lights were dim and sort of flickering. Okay, then the lights were not very bright lights, the way now we have modern lights. Okay, so the lights were also dim, and even he noticed that these were flickering lights. Why? Because then I saw why. They were open flame gas lights. So it's not modern style lights. These were actually gas lights and open gas lights. That's why, maybe because the wind, okay, these lights were flickering. Now these things he noticed. Then he noticed more things. There were brass spittoons on the floor. So students, you keep on underlining all these changes, okay, which he noticed. So then he noticed the spittoons also on the floor, and these are brass ones. And maybe in the modern time, in 1950s, when this chapter is written, this time is 1950s. Okay, the writer has shown this time of 1950s, and maybe at that time there was no more brass spittoons, but He said, I saw brass spittoons, and across the station a glint of light caught my eye. A man was pulling a gold watch from his vest pocket. He snapped open the cover, glanced at his watch, and frowned. And then he noticed one more thing. Suddenly he said, first of all, a flash of light. Okay, I noticed in my noticed a glass of we can say flash of light. Okay, so I was just wondering what is this light, and then he saw that actually a man standing maybe near him. He actually took out we can say that pocket watch, okay, from his pocket, and he opened it, and then he saw that time. Okay, he wanted to maybe see the time, he wanted to get the time. So he was not wearing this, we can say, watch. It was not wrist watch. Okay, even I think in movies also, in old movies, okay, sometime you might have seen, especially if the movie on Gandhi or somebody else like that. Okay, they especially we can say when we talk about Gandhiji, he used to keep a watch in his vest pocket. So he saw that kind of watch. So once again he knew that now this is not modern time, because modern time people, they never keep these watches in their pockets. He wore a derby hat. This is what he noticed more in that man. Maybe derby hat was also not in fashion in 1950s, but that person was wearing. He wore a derby hat, a black 4-button suit with tiny lapels, and maybe it was also old-fashioned that there are 4 buttons, okay, in the suit. Maybe now modern time in 1950s, maybe it was less than 4 or maybe more than 4, okay, and then tiny lapels. This man was wearing the shirt which was having tiny, very small lapels, means collars. Okay, so naturally he was wearing very small collars. Maybe in 1950s the fashion was of large, okay, collars. And he had a big black handlebar mustache. Okay, so he then noticed that the mustache was also very big. In 1950s, maybe people were not keeping those mustache. Okay, we can say the bigger one or the long mustache was not in fashion, but this man was heavy. So again, this thing told that this is something other time. Then I looked around and saw that everyone in the station was dressed like 1890 something. And suddenly he noticed that not only this man, when he looked around, he saw that maybe most of the people, okay, they were dressed in that old fashioned way. Okay, maybe he had heard about that kind of fashion or that time period fashion from his grandfather, 1890s. Okay, maybe this is what he had maybe heard, that in 1890s people used to have all these fashions. Okay, I never saw so many beards, sideburns and fancy mustache in my life. Sideburns, जिसको हिंदी में बोलते हो कलम. Okay, so maybe in 1950s people were not having this fashion of keeping the sideburns, but he saw people there at the station at the 3rd level, they were having sideburns and then mustache and beards, and 1950s was not the fashion of beards and all these things. Then he looked at a woman. A woman walked in through the train gate. She wore a dress with leg of mutton sleeves. So this is again a fashion. Okay, kind of fashion. Leg of mutton sleeves and skirt to the top of her high buttoned shoes. Back of her, out on the tracks, I caught a glimpse of a locomotive. So this lady's dress, and then suddenly he saw there was locomotive engine. Okay, because in 1950s maybe this locomotive engine were no more. Okay, it was steam engine time, but he saw locomotive engine, a very small Currier and Eves. Currier and Eves is the name of that company. Okay, Currier and Eves locomotive with a funnel shaped stack. And then I knew. He said, when I noticed all these things, and ultimately last thing he saw that locomotive engine also, he said, I knew that this cannot be 1950s time. It is somewhat maybe 1890s time, because everything belonged to that period only. Now he wanted to make sure that whether he is right. So to make sure, I walked over to a newsboy and glanced at the stack of papers at his feet. It was The World, and The World hasn't been published for years. So you might have seen at the station, at the platform, people are selling the newspapers and the magazine and all these things. So he went to a boy who was selling the newspapers, and he purchased the newspaper. First of all, this newspaper's name was The World, and he knew that now in 1950s, The World is no more in publication. Okay, so this is no more there. but this paper is there, it means this is not 1950s time. Okay, the lead story said something about President Cleveland, and then he purchased the paper, or he took the paper, and he saw that the front page news, the main news was about President Cleveland. And in 1950s it was not the period of President Cleveland. But if this is again front page news, it means this is fresh news. But how can this in 1950s be about Cleveland, who is no more the president, who is no more there, okay, on the scene? I have found that front page since in the public library files, and it was printed June 11, 1894. Then he realized that yes, the same page he had seen in the library also, okay, in the old newspapers, those newspapers which are kept because they are having very important news about certain important events. So libraries, they keep these newspapers intact. So now he realized he had seen this front page somewhere else, yes, in the library. And then he saw the date on that newspaper which he had taken from that boy. And the date, this you underline, you have to remember. And the date was June 11, 1894. So this was the date. It means now he knew, okay, that what time he has reached here. He is a man of 1950s, but maybe this is time travel experience and he has reached to some other time, olden time. Okay. I turned toward the ticket windows, knowing that here on the third level at Grand Central, I could buy tickets that would take Luza and me anywhere in the United States we wanted to go. In the year 1894, and I wanted 2 tickets to Galesburg, Illinois. Now, actually, this Galesburg is always, we can say, a kind of fantasy for him. He always, longed to visit Galesburg, especially the way his grandfather had explained everything, has described the beauty of this town. So maybe from that description, he always fancied to go there. And suddenly he realized it means 1894 time. And 1894 means Galesburg was really very beautiful. And suddenly he thought that why not to visit Galesburg then, if this is the olden time. Have you ever been there? It's a wonderful town still, with big old frame houses, huge lawns and tremendous trees whose branches meet overhead and roof the trees. And in 1894, summer evenings were twice as long and people sat out on their lawns. Why summer evenings were twice long? Because naturally at that time there was no pollution. Okay, people were having very beautiful time. There was no hush. Okay, people were not that way busy. There was no competition. Whatever they had, they were very contented people, satisfied, peaceful people at that time. So he remembered all these things. All these things came to his mind. Yes, beautiful time, beautiful town. Okay, so he this description actually he might have heard from his grandfather. Okay, so the evenings were twice as long and people sat out on their lawns, and the men smoking cigars and talking quietly, the women waving palm leaf fans with the fireflies all around, in a peaceful world. To be back there with the First World War still 20 years off, and Second World War and World War II over 40 years in the future, I wanted 2 tickets for that. This is important because if this is 1894 time, it means no World War. It means the world has not seen any World War. Okay, because World War happened in 90s only. Okay, it is 94. So it means no World War yet. It means the world is really very pristine, very beautiful, no pollution, no cutthroat competition, no nation wants to show the superiority. Okay, this way it means this is really very peaceful time. And suddenly he thought, why not to then visit Galesburg? Because at least this much we can do. Okay, we can take benefit of this time to see Galesburg of 1894. And ultimately he decides to purchase tickets, okay, for his wife and himself. Okay, I think this much in this video. Actually, I don't want to make very lengthy video, half an hour video where I can complete the whole chapter. Yes, I can complete the whole chapter in one go, but I do not want you people to get bored. I know that for half an hour nobody is going to watch the video. Okay, so that's why I want to make it short and crisp video so that you enjoy it and then you are able to retain everything. Okay, so for this video I think this is enough. Now the fourth part will be definitely is going to be concluding part. Okay, thank you and see you in my concluding part of this chapter. Thank you.